It is not the stone thrown by an enemy that wounds us, but the rose thrown by a friend. When a master like Hallaj speaks of a rose that wounds deeper than a stone, he is inviting you into the most intimate chamber of the spiritual journey, the chamber where love refines, purifies, humbles, and exposes the deepest truths about who you are. My friend, listen carefully. On this path, it is never the harsh words of strangers that shake your heart. It is the unexpected pain that comes from those you trusted, those who walked beside you, those who held a mirror to your soul. And Hallaj knew this better than anyone, for his entire life was marked not by the hostility of his enemies, but by the silence and rejection of those closest to him. You see, Hallaj did not fear the stones of the world. He feared the rose that came with a hidden thorn. That thorn, thin, delicate, and almost invisible, is the disappointment, the betrayal, the misunderstanding that arises not from malice, but from the fragile hearts of those who love you yet cannot stand the radiance of your transformation. On this path, even love can test you more than hatred. Shams once said, "We have all been adorned with different attributes. If God wanted everyone to be identical, He would have created them so. To disrespect differences or to impose your truth upon another is a violation of the sacred harmony established by the real. And perhaps it is this very refusal to honor differences that makes the rose thrown by a friend hurt the most. Because a friend, blinded by their own certainty, may wound you through their attempt to mold you into their version of truth. But Hallaj, he taught us to embrace even that wound, because every thorn is a teacher, every disappointment a divine tailor shaping the garment of your soul. This path, my friend, will not always offer sweetness. Sometimes love arrives as lightning, and sometimes it arrives as a silent night full of stars. But in every case, it comes to awaken you. Just as Yunus Emre said, knowledge is to know knowledge. Knowledge is to know yourself. If you do not know yourself, what is the point of all your reading? In the pain caused by those you love, you begin to see the unknown corners of your own heart, your expectations, your attachments, your unspoken desires. You begin to see where you cling, where you resist, where you fear losing the image of yourself you cherish. My friend, you are a being made of thoughts. As Rumi said, "Brother, you are what you think. The rest is just flesh and bone." Think of roses and you become a rose garden. Think of thorns and you become a field of thorns. When a friend wounds you, pay attention to your thoughts. Are you creating a garden or a desert? The rose thrown at you might have been meant as a gift, but the thorn hidden inside it reflects the place within you that still needs healing.
Hallaj lived in a world where spiritual seekers often walked alone, yet he still opened his arms to humanity, offering his heart like a river, like a flame, like a prayer. His life teaches us that the most sacred wounds come from those who mirror us. A stranger cannot wound you deeply because they do not carry a piece of your soul. Only a friend can do that. Only a friend can shake your inner world enough to force transformation. Only a friend can challenge you to rise above yourself. When someone close misunderstands you, it feels like the sky collapses inside your chest. Yet, my friend, listen closely. This collapse is a divine strategy. For the sky inside you must break before it expands. The walls around your heart must crack before light enters. And sometimes that crack is opened by a rose, a delicate symbol of love and pain intertwined. There is a story in the Mesnevi, one you may remember from the first volume, where a man complains that fire burns him, and the wise one answers, "It burns you because you are not fire yet." Likewise, a friend's thorn wounds you because you have not yet learned to see the thorn as part of the rose's beauty. You are still separating the two, still hoping for love without pain, for closeness without vulnerability, for companionship without reflection. But the Sufi path does not allow such separation. The real comes to you in all forms, and sometimes the real comes disguised as a friend who unknowingly wounds your ego to set your soul free. Yunus Emre reminded us, if you have broken a heart, the prayer you offer is not a prayer. Even 72 nations cannot wash your hands clean. To wound a heart is a serious matter in this path, but to be wounded by a friend is also a serious blessing. It opens a secret door inside you, one that leads to humility, forgiveness, and the recognition that everyone, including you, is still learning how to love. Haji Bektash Veli said, "Control your hands, your waist, and your tongue." And in another place, "Even if you are hurt, do not hurt back." These teachings lift the burden of revenge from your shoulders. They teach you how to walk with dignity even when your heart is bruised. They teach you how to respond with grace even when your soul is trembling, because responding with beauty is the mark of a heart that has tasted the divine.
My friend, sit with this for a moment. A rose has 3 elements: a soft petal, a thorn, and a fragrance. Most people love the petal and hate the thorn, seldom realizing that the fragrance comes from the harmony of both. In the same way, a friend's love and their flaws are intertwined. If you reject the thorn, you reject the fragrance. If you hate the hurt, you lose the lesson. Think of the ocean. When a wave crashes against a rock, it does not retreat in anger. It simply reshapes itself and tries again. Be like the ocean. When a friend hurts you, reshape yourself. Flow differently. Understand deeper. See wider. Do not harden. Hallaj al-Mansur lived during a time when spiritual truths were feared. His famous declaration, "Ana al-Haq," meaning "I am the truth," was not a claim of arrogance, but an ecstatic realization of annihilation in the divine. But those who loved him, his companions, fellow seekers, even teachers, could not understand him. That misunderstanding damaged him more than the chains placed on his hands. And yet, he did not curse them. He did not resent them. He simply accepted the rose and the thorn together as one divine gift. He approached truth like a flame approaches darkness, fearless, radiant, pure. But the world does not always welcome flames. Even those close to him feared that fire, for it exposed their own shadows. And here is the subtle lesson. Sometimes the rose thrown by a friend wounds you because your light unsettles their darkness, because your inner growth challenges their comfort, because your truth becomes a mirror they are not ready to face. Hakikat, said Rumi, is like a mirror shattered on the ground. Every person picks up one piece and thinks they have the whole truth. But no single fragment contains the entire reflection. Even those closest to you see only a piece of who you are. Expecting them to understand your whole journey only sets you up for disappointment. They love you through their fragment. They hurt you through their fragment. And your task, dear friend, is not to demand more from them, but to learn from what they offer. Hallaj understood that every heart carries its own mirror, its own piece of truth. And he loved people not because they understood him, but because they tried. On this path, love is not measured by perfection, but by intention. The world today is filled with unseen roses, words spoken carelessly, expectations placed silently, judgments made subtly,
and misunderstandings growing like vines. And many souls, including yours, walk with wounds shaped not by enemies, but by those they hoped would stand beside them. Yet even in this modern world, the teaching remains the same. The rose that wounds you is the rose that awakens you. In every disappointment, ask yourself, what is God showing me about myself? What belief is being challenged? What attachment is being loosened? What expectation is being purified? And slowly, you will see that the rose was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to carve your heart into a vessel capable of holding divine love.
My friend, let us walk deeper now into Hallaj's world. For the man who spoke of a rose that wounds was not merely offering poetry. He was revealing a spiritual truth carved from the fire of his own life. Hallaj knew the taste of betrayal, not from those who openly opposed him, but from those who had sat with him, learned with him, even prayed beside him. Their silence in his moment of need was the thorn hidden within the rose of companionship. And yet he never allowed bitterness to take root in his heart. That is the mark of a true lover of God. Anyone can endure the hostility of strangers, but only a heart polished by divine remembrance can endure the unexpected sting of a friend without losing compassion. The Sufi path transforms the heart into a mirror so clean that even the blow of a thorn reflects only mercy. Sometimes I imagine Hallaj standing in the cold courtyard where he was judged, alone, misunderstood, abandoned by those who once admired him, and yet he remained like a candle, refusing to be extinguished by the wind. His light continued to burn, not to accuse them, but to illuminate the truth that love is meant to be unconditional. Even when the hand that once touched your heart becomes the hand that wounds it, a true seeker continues to shine. You, my friend, will experience this as well. On your path, there will be moments when someone you trust does not see your heart clearly. They may judge you, withdraw from you, speak without understanding. It will hurt. But do not fear this pain. This pain is a form of spiritual polishing. It removes the rust of ego and reveals the hidden radiance inside you. Remember what Yunus Emre taught. Knowledge is to know yourself. Pain, especially the pain inflicted by a loved one, is one of the most direct ways to know yourself. It shows you where you cling, where you fear, where you long for validation. And through this knowledge, you grow. A soul that has never been wounded can never truly understand compassion. A heart that has never cracked open cannot hold the ocean of divine love. Let's go further, my friend. Think of the night sky. The stars shine brightest in the darkest hours. In the same way, the qualities of your soul, patience, forgiveness, humility, depth, shine brightest when tested by those closest to you. This is the wisdom hidden behind Hallaj's words. The rose of friendship carries both fragrance and thorn, both sweetness and challenge, and both are necessary. There is a story in the Mesnevi, in the 2nd volume, about a man who complains that his friends misunderstand him. Rumi responds by telling him that a friend is like a mirror. If the mirror shows a blemish, breaking the mirror simply does not remove the blemish. The mirror simply reveals what is already within. When a friend wounds you, ask yourself, what is being revealed? What hidden expectation or fear is being shown? This path does not ask you to avoid pain. It asks you to understand it, to stand with it, to let it carve you into a deeper vessel. Rumi reminds us that truth is a shattered mirror, and each person holds one shard. Even your closest companions hold only a small piece of who you are. When their words hurt you, it is often because they cannot see the entire reflection. Their shard of the mirror is limited. Do not expect from people what only God can give: full understanding. Hachi Bektash Veli said, "Control your hands, your waist, and your tongue," meaning discipline your actions, your desires, and your words. But notice what he does not ask you to control. He does not ask you to control how others treat you. That is never your responsibility. Your task is to control how you respond. Even if you are hurt, do not hurt back. Even if you are wounded, do not wound. For in that moment, you rise above the thorn and become the rose. My friend, imagine a rose in the wind. It bends, but it does not break. When the wind grows stronger, it bows even deeper. But in bowing, it protects its own petals and maintains its fragrance. Be like that. When a friend's actions pierce you, bow your heart in humility, not humiliation. Bend without breaking. Protect your fragrance. Let the world feel the scent of your patience, and let the thorn that wounded you become a reminder of your own strength. The modern world, as you know, is full of roses and thorns. Misunderstandings have multiplied. People speak quickly and listen slowly. They judge before they understand. Digital words wound hearts they cannot see. And many souls walk heavily with the quiet ache of being misunderstood by those they love. You are not alone in this. But the Sufi path offers a different medicine. It teaches you to use every wound as a portal to expansion. You may ask, why does God allow a friend to wound me? Why not protect me from such pain? The answer, my friend, is simple. Because God is not trying to protect your ego. He is trying to liberate you from it. Every thorn removes another layer of pride, another layer of expectation, another layer of illusion. Through these gentle wounds, the real guides you toward the state of the heart that Hallaj lived in. A heart that has no resentment left, only surrender. Let me tell you something essential. Every friend you meet in life is a spiritual tool. Some lift you, some test you, some bless you, some break you, and some do all four. The wound caused by a friend is often God's way of showing you who you are becoming and who you are no longer. You are evolving. Not everyone will evolve with you. Some will feel threatened by your path, your light, your transformation. They may try to hold on to the older version of you, the version that felt safer to them. That tension becomes the thorn. But you, my friend, must keep walking. Think of the sea. When the tide rises, it does not ask the shore whether it may expand. It simply follows its nature. You too must rise with your inner tide, even if some around you are uncomfortable with your growth. Let's return to Hallaj. Toward the end of his life, the people who once praised him began to distance themselves. His own companions hesitated to defend him. Their fear wounded him far more than the judgment of the authorities, and yet he forgave them even before they felt guilt. Why? Because he saw their fear as a reflection of the human condition, not as a personal betrayal. He knew that everyone carries a piece of the shattered mirror of truth, and he embraced them with that understanding. You too must learn to see people through the lens of compassion. Even when they wound you, Forgiveness is not about excusing their behavior. It is about freeing your heart from the weight of unspoken pain. A heart burdened by resentment cannot fly. And the Sufi path, my friend, is a path of flight into the sky of the soul, into the vastness of divine love. The rose thrown by a friend is not a sign of their malice. It is a sign of their humanity. And your ability to endure it with grace is a sign of your spiritual maturity. Let the rose fall, let the thorn pierce, and then let your heart open. I want you to think of the desert at night, the silence, the stillness, the endless space. In that silence, the stars appear sharp, bright, pure. Your soul is like that desert. Pain empties it, disappointment clears it, and in that emptiness, divine light becomes easier to see. Sometimes God removes people from your side so that you may walk directly toward Him without distraction. And sometimes He allows a wound so that your heart becomes hollow enough for His presence to echo inside you. This is the paradox of love on the spiritual path. Those who wound you become the very ones who guide you to God's embrace. Shams said that disrespecting differences is disrespecting God's order. When a friend's actions hurt you, remember your path and their path are different. Your level of awareness and their level of awareness are different. Your inner world is opening while theirs may still be trembling in the dark. Respect the difference, honor it, bless it, and move forward. Now, my friend, let us close this journey the way Sufi masters would, with a reminder of responsibility. Take care of your tongue, your hands, your inner state. Guard your heart from bitterness. Open it to compassion, and always remember who you are. You are not the wound. You are the one who observes the wound. You are not the thorn. You are the fragrance that rises despite the thorn. You are not the betrayal. You are the heart learning to love beyond betrayal. If this teaching has touched you, leave a trace of your presence. Share your reflection. Whisper your experience into the comments like a prayer into the wind. And if this path comforts your soul, subscribe, my friend, because you are not walking alone. And in the next video, we will take another step together on this path of love, fire, patience, and awakening. Write this in the comments. I carry the rose and I learn from the thorn. Until the next journey, my dear friend, may your heart stay open, your spirit stay soft, and your path stay illuminated.